How do you become a leader?
How do you become a leader? Man, you got some good questions. Why it's important to be a leader and how do you become a leader? Okay, becoming a leader, I think one of the key things that we need to think about is that leadership is about people. Leadership is about others. So when we become a leader, we automatically become a servant. Welcome to the It Matters podcast. I'm your host, Walter Perez, and let's dive in as we help you grow your mindset and elevate your leadership. Well, hello, everybody, and welcome back to the It Matters podcast. You know, this podcast was created to help you lead well. We want to encourage you and help you along the way to be better, to lead better. And so we're glad you're joining me. And today I am excited because I have a special guest, and he is my second oldest, my boy, Armando Perez. And what I want to say really quickly is on this podcast, I've talked many times that leadership begins in the home. And as a father, I'm trying to definitely create amazing leaders coming out of my house and help them and encourage them and inspire them. But I wanted to introduce all you guys to Armando. And Armando, welcome to the podcast.
Hi.
That's awesome that you're here today. We've had your brother on the podcast before. We had him earlier on in the year, and you've been wanting to come on. And I thought, hey, let's do this. And how are you doing?
Good.
Good. That's awesome, brother. And how old are you?
8.
You're
years
8.
old.
All right. And what grade are you in?
Grade 3.
Grade 3. Awesome. What did you share a little bit? What do you like doing?
I like playing soccer. I like playing street hockey. I like playing basketball.
Yeah, you're an athlete, boy. You like to stay active, and that's pretty cool. So we were talking on the way here on the drive over to the studio, and why don't you tell us a little bit of what you want to do in the future?
I would like to be a police officer, a doctor, maybe even start my own business.
That's awesome. That's great. Yes, and you have a lot of motivation and a lot of hard work dedicated, and so I'm excited. I'm excited to see what you're going to do. I know you and your brother are working on a business right now too. We won't tell everybody what it is yet because you guys are working on it, and soon enough, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, well, you wanted to come on the podcast, and kind of similar to your brother, you wanted to ask me some questions about leadership and things like that. And so why don't we just get started, and I'll let you take over.
What? So, why is it important to be a leader?
Why is it important to be a leader? All right. Well, this whole business of ours, the Leader Co., the It Matters podcast, our events with the iConnect party, everything is circled on the importance of being a leader. But it's important to be a leader because leadership helps us influence. It helps us lead better, and it helps us lead well. So it's important to be a leader because I think we live in a time where not everybody wants to put an importance on leadership, but we all have some sort of influence. And so it's important for us to, if we're going to pursue leadership, that we learn how to do it well, because I think it matters. It matters because you have the opportunity of making people better. You have the opportunity of leading better teams. You have the opportunity of helping people achieve their dreams. Maybe you have the opportunity to solve big problems. Leadership is the opportunity to be able to help others move forward and pursue their dreams. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. What else do you got?
I got, how do you become a leader?
How do you become a leader? Man, you got some good questions. Why it's important to be a leader and how do you become a leader? Okay, becoming a leader, I think one of the key things that we need to think about is that leadership is about people. Leadership is about others. So when we become a leader, we automatically become a servant. When we become a leader, we become somebody that wants to help. So as leaders, we try to look after other people and go, okay, how could I help them? How could I make them better? What do I need to do to help them achieve what they're trying to do? And so, one of the biggest challenges that even as adults we don't understand, and I'm glad that you're asking, Armando, is because if you figure out a way to say, okay, the way I become a leader is by choosing to learn, by choosing to make myself better, and then I'm going to choose to put other people first, and I'm going to choose to help people. That's how you become a leader. I think this is important for you, Armando, too, to maybe remember is that being a leader is not always about being in front, even though you're going to get your opportunities because you're going to lead by example, right? People are going to see. We talked about this how you're living. You're one of the oldest brothers in the house. You got four sisters younger than you. They watch you, right? We were talking about that. Like if you misbehave, they might think it's okay to do that. If you behave and you do things well, they think that's a good thing to do that too, right? So that's you being a leader in the front. But there's also ways that where how you treat your siblings, how you treat your friends, how you help them, how you serve them, as I said, that's leadership as well. Does that help you understand that?
Yeah, my next question is, what is leadership?
What is leadership? So I think I kind of touched on a little bit, Armando, but leadership is influence. Um, it's funny. Your questions are great because it's covering the why, the what, the who, which is super important that a lot of people don't ask. Leadership is the ability for you to encourage, to influence, and to help other people, as I said. So it's important to lead because that's who we become. It's important to understand who we're leading, and that's your friends. And actually, leadership can involve you helping people that are older than you, the same age as you, even younger than you. So leadership is very cool how that works, but it gives you the opportunity to do some really good things in the world if you understand the leadership skill sets. And the cool thing about it, Armando, is that you don't have to be born a leader. You get to learn how to be a leader, and you learn by the way you think. Part of it is believing in yourself, working on yourself. Part of that is you're realizing that you have something to offer and you get to be confident. And I've seen a lot of characteristics in you of a leader. And at your age, I see how you have an older brother, you have younger siblings. I see how you interact in your sports and your friends. And so that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So the next question is, how do I become the best soccer player on my team?
That's a good question. You just started indoor soccer, right?
Yep.
That's pretty cool. And I got to go see your first game this past weekend, and you were a rock star, right?
Yeah.
You were running up and down. Do you love soccer?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I think so too. I think you're very passionate. I think you're really good. And that's a really good question. So there's many things that you can do to become a great soccer player. One thing is that you want to practice, right?
Yeah.
You want to practice and you want to listen to your coaches. Because your coaches, right, when they're on the field, they get to see the game, right? They get to see where you could get better, where you need improvement, those kind of things, right? Now, I think you can always work on how to kick the ball, how to score, how to run. I think you could always do that. And I think you know that you need to practice. I think one of the things I've noticed about you, Armando, you are amazing at practicing when you're not playing in a real game. I've seen you practice on your own. You have to kick the ball. You practice so much that when you show up to the game, you've done that so much that you know how to do it. Would you say that's correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've been great at practicing. So that's one way to become a great soccer player. But another thing I think that you need to keep on mind about being a great soccer player, that it's not just about how you play the game. It's about how you treat your teammates, how you treat your coaches, how you think. Like, are you a negative thinker? Like, Are you always complaining? Are you getting upset when you miss a goal? Are you frustrated all the time, or are you positive? Are you encouraging? Like when somebody else scores, do you give them a high five and do you say, "Good job"? I actually saw you on the bench the other day, and you were cheering on your team. You're cheering on them because you know that the team, if the team wins, that means that you win too, right?
Mm.
So I think you've been great at that. So I think if you continue to do that kind of stuff and remember, and you realize, okay, when I'm on the field, it's not just about you scoring, right? What if you have an opportunity to do a great pass so one of your teammates can score? That's a good team player. I think being honest on the field when you're playing the sport, I think that makes you a better soccer player. You don't want to lie. You don't want to pretend that something went in when it didn't actually go in, right? That kind of stuff. I think keeping on mind that that you're not only on a team and that you're improving, but there's an opportunity for you to just consider how you treat others when you're playing soccer. There's just so many things that are going to make you a better player, and all that makes you a team leader, and that makes you a leader in soccer. And I think in time, as you continue to play more and more and continue to go on different teams, people are going to see like, oh, I love playing with Armando because he's encouraging. He's a good player too, but he's fun, and he's great to have around because I feel like he believes in me. And does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
So my next question is, how would you lead if you were sick?
Okay, so that question is a little bit more dear to you, right? For those of who are listening to the podcast, they've heard me talk about PFIC, right? PFIC, and that's what you have, right? You were born with that. What That's a rare liver disease, right?
Yes.
Okay, and so you're asking of that because one of the things that happens to you is you want to tell everybody what happens to you when you're feeling really sick.
Yeah, like itch a lot.
You get itchy. Yeah. Now you're not itchy right now, right? Because you're on medicine. But when you were a baby, you were itching quite a bit.
Yeah.
So you're doing a lot better.
Mm.
But that could still happen, right? You could still get itchy again, and your liver is still. You go to the doctors, once a month,
Yeah.
or something, or a couple of months, I guess, right? You don't go all the time. Well, now your sister's going because she also has PVIC, but actually you go a couple times a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, your sister's going more often, and but that's a really great question because you have had to deal with PFIC and the itchiness. And first of all, I want to say that I think you're such a strong boy. I've seen you really go through a lot, and it's amazing to see you sitting here today. And you're playing sports. You love to play outdoor, but I think one of the key things if you're sick and you want to learn how to lead in that is asking for help. And that is, that when you have good people around you, that helps you be better, right? Because you have in your life, you not only have your parents and your brothers and sisters, but you have a good doctor, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have good nurses. You have good school friends that understand what you're going through, and even church, right? And so having good people around you when you're sick is important, and you don't have to pretend you're not okay. Sometimes you just have to be honest and say, I'm not that well, I'm sick, and I need help, I need support, I need encouragement, I need prayer. And so I think that's a great question because we don't know what the future holds with your liver disease. And so it might affect you playing soccer sometimes, or just going to school, right? And so I think that the best thought that comes to me about when you're sick, and for anybody out there, is vulnerability, meaning being honest of where you are with your sickness or how you're feeling is leadership, because people don't want you to pretend to be something you're not. And so when you are honest and you're real, you go, this is Armando, and this is what I'm learning, and this is what I'm doing. And I think you get to be a good leader that way. Does that help?
Yeah, I think that's all my questions.
That's all your questions,
Yeah.
eh? So after everything we talked about right now, is there any final thought that you have?
No.
No, not really. I think you did a really great job putting those questions together. And I'm glad that you came on to the It Matters podcast because this is important. And we're going to have you on again. And we'll talk more as you get to learn more and you want to have more questions. And maybe next time I'll just ask you questions because I think there's so many things that people can learn from you, not only because of PFIC, but because of the sports that you're playing and everything that you're doing in life. I think it's great. I'm proud of you. All right. There you have it, everybody. Thanks for joining me on another episode. This is an opportunity for just Armando and I to have a conversation. And as I continue not only to pour into him, but I get to learn from them as well. And, as we say here, it is a win-win when the leader leads well. And for me, it's a privilege and an honor to talk to Armando because I know that if I'm leading well and I continue to pursue and grow and learn from my mistakes, I get to teach him all the things that I'm learning, right? And the things that I'm working on. And then he'll get to lead well. And we all get to be better leaders today. And so I hope this has been encouraging. I hope this adds value to you. We will catch you on the next episode with another guest. And go lead well. Bye for now.